Hi students, welcome to your maths class. Now, like in our previous classes, today also we will discuss some important functions. Now, in earlier classes we have done that a polynomial function, what is a modulus function, what is a signum function, identity function, okay. So in this class, we will discuss about the greatest integer function. Now, what do you mean by if I say the greatest integer? Now see, a function f from R to capital R denoted by f of x is equals to box of x. Now see, this symbol is little bit similar to the modulus function. In modulus function, what we have used two bars, but here in the greatest integer function I have used the box bracket. Okay, so if I use a box bracket, you have to understand, okay, that is the greatest integer function. So the function the f of f from capital R to capital R, that means from real numbers, set of real numbers to the set of real number, defined by f of x is equals to box of x, where x is a real number, assumes the value of the greatest integer less than or equals to x. So the definition you have to remember, like the formal definition. See, this is the formal definition of a greatest integer function. So the function f from capital R to capital R defined by f of x is equals to box of x, where x is any real number, assumes the value of the greatest integer less than or equal to x. Such a function is called the greatest integer function. So in mathematically, I will write from the definition of modulus box of x, we see that box of x is equals to -1 when x lies between -1 and 0. Suppose if you have choose the number, the value of x as -0.5, then the value of box of x is -1. If you choose the value of x as, see, the value of x which lies between -1 and 0, you can include -1. So suppose if I am taking the value of x as -1, so box of x is again -1. If I choose the value of -0.5, then the value of 1 f of x is, or box x is again -1. If I choose the value of x as -0.5, then also you will get the value of box x as -1. That means for any integer, any real number in between -1 and 0, you will get -1. Similarly, when x lies between 0 and 1, including 0, you will get the value of box as 0. The value of x when lies between 1, that means see 1 including and 2. So my 1 and 2, the value of box x is 1. If you choose the value of x which lies between 2 and 3, the value of box x is 2. So in the next step, if you choose the value of x which lies between 3 and 4, the value of box x is, yes, 3. That means if you have noticed this part, see, the lower limit is the value of box x. See, this is the lower limit, 0. That is why the value of box x is 0. This is the lower limit, and the value of box x is again same with the lower limit. So always remember that the value of boxes is -1 when x belongs to -1 and 0. The value of box x is 0 when x lies between 0 and 1. The value of x where the value of box x is 1 when x lies between 1 and 2 and so on. Now see, for this particular function, if you draw the graph, you will get a graph which looks like a step. Because see, I will explain this graph. This particular line is, yes, this is the y-axis, and this horizontal line is the x-axis. Now, if you choose the definition, see here, for 0 and 1, in between 0 and 1, so I have taken this one is 0, this one is 1, the value of box x is 0. That means it will lie on the x-axis. Is it clear? Are you clear with my point? See, here I have taken, suppose I have taken this portion that when x lies between 0 and 1, including 0, the value of box x is 0. So that's why I have taken the value of boxes along y-axis and the value of x-axis. Now if I choose from 0 to 1, suppose this distance is from 0 to 1, the value of box x is 0. That means it will lie on the x-axis. Similarly, if I choose the value of x which lies between 1 and 2, suppose this portion is from 1 and this one is 2. So if the value of x lies between this portion 1 and 2, any value, our value of box x is 1. So that's why this distance is 1, and for this whole 1 and 2, the value of y or box x is 1. Clear? Are you clear with my point? So this is the greatest integer function. Now see, here the definition as well as the graph is important for your exam. Suppose in your exam, suppose you are given a question like this. Suppose this graph is given and you have to name this graph. So you have to remember that, okay, this graph is for the greatest integer function. So in this way also, from the graph itself, you have to remember the particular graph is for greatest integer function. Similarly, in our previous class, we have done the signum function. If this graph is given, you have to remember, okay, this is the signum function. So I'll write signum function for this graph. Okay. Now see, this signum function graph and this greatest integer graph you may have a confusion. So the easiest way to remember is that for signum function you will get only two lines, okay, on this one and this one. But for a greatest integer function you will get the lines like a step. So I have taken 2 to 3. Again, if you choose 3 to 4, again you will get one more line here. Okay, here you can choose minus 2 to 1, so you will get one more line here. That means for the greatest integer function is like a step. Okay, there are different step, or you will get different lines. But in signum function you will get only two lines. Are you clear? So if you have any doubts in these two functions, we can discuss again. Okay. So now we will do one example. This example is important. So listen to it very carefully. Let R be the set of real numbers. Then define the real function f from R to R. Now see, if you have gone through all my videos, you can see that I have taken the function from R to R. Why I have taken the function from R to R? You have any idea? Because in this portion I will consider only the real valued function. And for real valued function, you have to take the sets as real number to real number. Okay. So let R be the set of real numbers. Define the real function f from capital R to capital R. by f of x is equals to x plus 10 and sketch the graph of this function. Okay. So first of all, see, if the question is like that, you have to think, okay, the question is like that, so what are the steps I have to do to draw the graph or to complete this question. So here the question is to sketch the graph of the function. So that means first of all you have to draw the graph. That means to draw the graph, what you have to do, you have to mark the points on the x-axis and y-axis. Okay. So here, as the function is from R to R, I will choose the value of x as 0. So if I take the value of x as 0, so I will get f of 0 is equals to 0 plus 10. So I will get f of 0 is equals to 0 plus 10 is equals to 0. So if I take x is equals to 1, then I will get 1 plus 10, 11. If I take x equals to 2, so I will get 2 plus 10 is equals to 12. So don't worry, you can take the value of x as a negative also. So here I have not taken the negative value, but you can choose some negative values also. For example, you can take the value of x as a minus 1. So you will get minus 1 plus 10 is equals to what? Yes, you will get it as 9. So now from these values you can draw the table. So along the table you can write the values of x as 0, 1, 2, 3 or some negative values like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and in the second row you can write the values of f. That means for x equals to 0, the value of f or y is equals to 10. For x equals to 1, the value of f of 1 is equals to 11, and so on. Now, to draw the graph, what you have to do? First of all, you have to draw the axis. So along the vertical, I will choose the y-axis, and along the horizontal, I will choose the x-axis. Okay, vertically it is y and horizontally it is x. Now put the values of x and y and join the values. Okay, then you will get this type of line. So see, this one is a particular example of a function. So you will have some more examples. You can solve, or I will solve some more examples of a function. Okay, so this is a simple example of a function, how to solve questions from this part. Okay, so always remember, first of all you have to draw the table. So table means the values corresponding to x. You have to find the values of y or f, then you have to plot it and you have to join the points. So you will get a curve or a straight line. Okay, so in the next class also we will do some problems on functions. So thank you for today.